Hello, everyone. So we start with a new episode of I don't know how many episodes, or if it's going to be the first and the last episode.
We want everything yesterday, and we are all ready today. So that's a good start.
Anyways, but one thing I realized this: if the technology is simple, right, you will have questions because something like Property Dollar, you will consume everything about Property Dollar in 5 minutes. Hello, everyone. So we start with a new episode of I don't know how many episodes, or if it's going to be the first and the last episode. The first and the last, the first episode of Wine with Vishal. Wine with Vishal. So we just came out from the industry leaders event with mortgage brokers and real estate agents, property agents, and few tax accountants.
Yes.
Few tax accountants, right? Do you think we were grilled?
Rahul, I think of the three events we've done, I think today one was pretty harsh on us because there were some very intriguing, very clever questions they were asked, particularly in terms of the tech side of it, which I didn't assume that I thought people will be asking more about business and the outcome and the opportunity. But they were grilling us pretty smart people in the room there, and that gets me to Naseem. Naseem, I look. This has been a journey, and it's going to continue for many, many years in terms of for tech to develop itself and become what we want it to be. What are the key challenges you're facing at the moment, especially with some deadlines around 27th of March? This thing needs to look like a Rolls Royce, right?
Yeah, a lot of challenges actually. To start with, we want everything yesterday, and we are all ready today. So that's a good start. That's one of being the key challenges to getting what we need and where we want to be, and trying to get that articulated into technical aspects is probably one of the key challenges. When we think business, we think in certain way, and that's good. But putting that into a technical aspect is always the challenging part of it. So yeah.
Can I say? I've noticed this thing with all the tech guys. Look, I'm not trying to be very generic. I am, but not trying to be very generic. The way they communicate, one of the most stressful situations is like cricketers. Yeah, it was a tough pitch. We did lose the match. There was rain. We couldn't make the century. We couldn't make the World Cup. But yeah, next time we'll make it. So I like how Naseem puts it up. I know from a technology point of view, Naseem has been under a lot of pressure because this is something so simple, and building something that delivers a complicated problem in a user interface that is so simple is equal to rocket science, I would say. What do you think, Chirag? What do you think?
Well, I think it's an art actually to deliver something that's overly complicated and to portray it to be really, really simple to use for the end user. It's an art. It's not an easy thing to do, easy thing to conquer. It's very difficult, and to get there, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of thoughts behind it to make it look like it's piece of cake, but it looks piece of cake. It's not piece of cake in the background.
And that's one thing I picked up when you were doing your presentation. By the way, it was an amazing presentation. Not that I'm saying it because you're my boss, but it was an amazing presentation. And I was thinking, damn, this is a good presentation. I need to download this app. Hold on for a second. I already have this app, right? Anyways, but one thing I realized this: if the technology is simple, right, you will have questions because something like Property Dollar, you will consume everything about Property Dollar in 5 minutes. What it does, how it does it, everything is so simple. You'll consume everything in 5 minutes, and then your brain starts thinking, what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I upload my property and then I delete property and I upload another property? Would I be targeted as as a first home buyer or an owner occupier, your brain can think those kind of things because we have made it so simple. And people cannot contemplate. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think that's something really stood out today because from our last event that we had in early December or so, there has already been quite a bit of improvement. We've gone miles from where we were in terms of the tech, in terms of the possibilities it's offering. And it was so amazing to see that some of the potential that we haven't even thought of, what this app will do for the end user. And a couple of accountants who raised the points about how these reports from their clients for tax purposes will come in through the Property Dollar app and what they will be able to do with those reports. That was just amazing. And I give it to, really a shout out to Naseem and his tech team that's working endlessly to make it all happen and actually converting into this difficult sort of tech with all these algorithms and codes and connections and APIs and cloud and what all into something so simple. So amazing stuff there. But guys, I want to ask. Maybe Chirag a question because you are someone who's already sort of dealing with some consumers who put their hand up, and you're seeing the business side. In terms of the implementation, how hard or easy you think it will be for businesses when they go on board this Connect 360, which is a dashboard. So if you want to give some perspective around that.
Yeah, the Connect 360, so far what we've experienced while our testing and also onboarding test users as well, there will be challenges and we'll need to work through it. So initially, it will be very challenging in terms of because we don't know what sort of data, in what form they're storing the data. Just to consolidate that and make it work to import into our system, Connect 360, that'll be the first challenge. Fair. So that's something we are looking forward to. I like challenges. We like challenges, and tech team love challenges. Yes. So we like to crack them and conquer them. So that's right, absolutely. That's why we are working. So now, but there will be challenges, but we are ready for it.
Fair enough. And Naseem, what do you think about these? The one key challenge is to import the data, make it readable by our intelligent system, and then give them the insights. I mean, but do you want to dwell a little bit into how prepared you guys are to meet this deadline, or what's your perspective around it?
Yep. So there's a lot of challenges around it. And I think especially like what Chirag said, because there are so many different systems and so many different users who use it many different ways. And everyone looks at the data in very different ways. Some may have first name, last name. Some might have just first name and last name together. So I'm just giving an example. So what happens is every business partner we look at, they look at the data in a different way. So we got to come to a point where we can import the data into a form which is going to be acceptable to all these different mediums. They might have different CRM systems. They might have whatever their own systems. But we need to find a way to integrate all this into one portable form, which we can take. And that's where the challenge is. So we trying to do keeping different angles of what we can do, but there's always going to be edge cases which are not, we're going to find out eventually. And that's what, like Chirag said, that's the challenge.
What Naseem and Chirag means is during the implementation, boss man, there will be screw ups. So don't complain. It will happen. It will happen, right?
Always happens.
Yep.
Always.
So
yeah, I've got a question there for you, Rahul. So look, I understand the tech is going to be a challenge, and I accept it. Thank you so much for cushioning it all here. But I want to ask you, since you're the head of growth, once they overcome it, once that data goes into the intelligence system, and once those beautiful infographics happen on that screen, what do you think will be the first reaction of the business owner?
The business owner,
the guy who's taking the system, who's using system.
Well, that's where keeping this to a serious discussion. That's where we call it product led growth, right? Once you have a product that is our MVP, the minimum viable product, and is working in a way what it promises, it will obviously delight the customer. It will obviously delight, say for example, the mortgage broker. And if Connect 360 is telling the mortgage broker right then and there that these are the 4 folks you need to go and contact right now because they have an equity of $500,000, wow. Do that with Facebook leads. I challenge you. Spend how many thousands of dollars you want to spend on Facebook leads, and if that is able to give you a marketing qualified lead which says that this person has got $500,000 worth of equity and he's ready to buy, I won't quit my job. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You never know what Facebook is planning. So I think we are on the right path. We're on the right track. And once we get that minimum viable, which I think 99% we are already there, and we have seen in the demo today, but it will definitely delight the business owners. Definitely delight the business owners. Yeah. Would you like to say some closing arguments for this?
There's always a closing argument. If there is a mic around, I'm going to grab it. So, look, I think the key takeaway today was one of the best things that I found was when these guys were asking us, is this product the perfect? And they actually wanted this product to do even more than what we were offering. And we were saying, hang on, we've just started and you guys are so thrilled about it that you wanted to do more and more and more. And they basically were expecting this product to achieve a lot more, and which was amazing. And they assume that this product will achieve that as well. And I think my key takeaway was, unlike many startups which have been, which have sort of obstructed the industries, which have been sort of not so much of enabling them, I take pride in that Property Dollar and Connect 360 is going to be an enabler, and it is not going to be a disruptor. And that's the key to this business. We're going to increase the market share rather than steal the market share from anyone out there. And that's why there is opportunity for many. And that's what we saw in the end. The people came out to me. I mean, there were a few people who came to me and said, we want to be contributors. Now, you get clients, you get consumers, you get stakeholders, but you don't get contributors without asking. And that was a huge pat on the back today, that so many people wanting to contribute to the success of this tech, because we're enabling. We're enabling the end user. We're enabling the key stakeholders of property industry. So that was my key takeaway.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
One thing I'll mention, what I really enjoyed today in presentation, it was live demo. It was very impromptu. I know we didn't plan for it.
Yes,
and
so big.
And
the tech works.
And heads off to you, Vishal, to take that risk. But it worked out really well.
If you realize it, I was almost going there, coming back.
Yeah.
I was going to do it. I was going to do it.
Yeah, I could sense it. Yeah. But it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Today was.
It's deserved it.
Absolutely.
They deserve to see it. They wouldn't deserve to just hear it, but to see what it meant for them. And I think that made a huge lot of difference for them to grasp it and ask those relevant questions. So it became more meaningful. It's not just about them taking the app and then taking the Connect 360 software and we're making money out of it. It is about respect, giving back the respect. If they're taking the time to come in here, I want them to get a full indulgence.
Absolutely.
I think I thoroughly enjoyed that part. It was a risky move, but in the end, thank God it paid off.
Absolutely. And without trial run, to have courage to do that in a live presentation, that takes some, next level.
Yes.
It's just unbelievable.
Moving into MMA fight. I know you. I'm getting in there.
But that was really good.
Thanks, Chirag.
That was really good.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.